Hi everyone, Yaki Thak here. Assalaamu alaykum. Wa alaykum assalam. Rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Tasharafna. Kaifa halyak al-yawm? So in today's video, in case you don't know any, and the little bit that I do, I'm obviously still practicing, is Arabic. And the version of Arabic, or the dialect that I am learning of Arabic, is the modern standard version. And I'm learning it from a Dr. Imran Alaliway on YouTube. So 7 months ago, maybe, I uh, I wrote the alphabet a couple times with him. So today I'm going to actually pronounce the alphabet off reading for the very first time ever. And if you notice anything that is incorrect, please feel free to leave kindly in the comments techniques that you can use for myself and any other observers of this video on how to pronounce the modern standard Arabic correctly. It's a beautiful language. The culture, the Muslim culture, is very beautiful. They're extremely friendly, and the formalities aren't just being said, they're meant, and they truly bless and wish each other all the happiness and all the goodness that there is. So without further ado, Alif, Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim, Ha, Ha, Dal, Thal, Ra, Zain, Sin, Shin, Sod, Dod, Ta, Tha, Ghain, Ghain, Fa, Qaf, Kaf, Lam, Mim, Noon, Ha, Wow, Ya. Now, again, that's the first time I've ever really recited the alphabet. I really, really enjoy the Arabic language, but as I usually do, I practice it, and I practice it off of YouTube as well from blank, which is whatever the language, so ArabicPod101.com. They have many languages up there, and some of their greetings are a bit different than what the instructor, Dr. Imran Alaliway, is teaching, off of the YouTube. But if you learn it all, or you practice it all, you're able to manipulate the language, which is obviously going to increase your fluency. And some people will say, English is a SOV language, or this language is an SVO, or whether they're correct or not because they got that confused. It doesn't matter if it's subject, object, verb, or subject, verb, object, or verbs, object, subject, however the order goes. When you stop thinking in your native language to say aloud in the target language, the order becomes automatic. And to me, that's what fluency is. And that's what I hope to achieve with any of these languages. And it's a slow process for some of them because I don't encounter native speakers often, or I'm not able to find the content that I want to study on YouTube. But briefly, here are some of the Arabic, just the introductions that I've learned. Uh, Marhaban, ana Chris, sirtu bilakaika. So it's a pleasure, it's an honor to meet you. My name is Chris. It's a pleasure to meet you. Okay. And that's if I'm saying it to a male, or I am a male speaking to a male. And there's feminine in the language as well. But for me, I like tasharafna, meaning we are honored. And again, in the belief of the Muslim culture, to my knowledge, they are never alone because there's an angel, at least one with them at all times. So it's we are honored. Now, I find that's really beautiful because you must be a kind heart to believe that an angel is willing to be with you at all times wherever you go, or you're striving to achieve that. That's what I respect about the Muslim faith, is that if that's your main intent and goal, then that I will help you as much as I can. Whether I believe it myself or not is irrelevant. I believe in the kind hearted purity of that notion in the Muslim culture, and Arabic is the roadmap to get you there. So, in some of these languages that you study, they all come with a map, if you want to think of it in that sense. Where if you just practice these phrases like I am, that I've written down in the Arabic, sometimes you get lost because the answer is different than anyone you've ever heard. And if you're not familiar with a different road or word to take you to that answer, you get lost. But it's quite easy to find yourself when you know how to read the map. Okay, and every language has a legend for their map. And the modern standard Arabic, again, in the isolate form, that's the legend. This tells you how to get around that map. And once you know how to use the legend and you start looking at different roads in the map, okay, when you start looking at some of the Arabic writings, okay, it doesn't look like it used to, but you know what it means because you've learned the legend first. So for me, Arabic is probably the most beautiful result of speaking correctly of all the languages I've begun studying thus far. And tonight in a Walmart, I met an educator, a self-professed educator, and correctly so. And you could see instinct caused her to turn around in response because of the correct enunciation of Assalaamu, alaykum. And that's the difference. You can be lazy in your studies. If you stay on top of them, eventually you will get the result you want. But if you're lazy in the result of those studies, i.e. the speaking, and you say Assalamu alaikum, a lot of people aren't going to be bothered because they know that you weren't. But if you give them the Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, tasharafna, they jump immediately from here first, and they want to meet who they know is a kind human being. Shukran. Thank you very much. This is Yakety Thak. Language is free knowledge. Keep talking.